What is up, my friends? Bruce Lund, founder, director, 90 Day Sales Manager, and of course, your host of the Solopreneur podcast. And just want to let you guys know you can watch our podcast. We're one of the few podcasts where you can actually physically watch it, whether it's on YouTube or our solopreneurmovement.com page. If you're listening to us, the reason I say that is because I'm actually just across the Hudson River in New Jersey, overlooking beautiful Manhattan. Speaking here this week, my first time ever in Manhattan, going out and going to go do the touristy thing this afternoon. Very excited. So every single week I come into your life and I bring you a podcast with relevant information based on feedback that I get from our current coaching clients, that I get back from my solopreneur friends. And this week, I'm bringing you a topic that is very relevant, I feel like, as a lot of people have expressed me, they're burnout or they're in a funk or they're overwhelmed or they're frustrated, right? All these different words that I've been hearing. And quite honestly, I've been going through some of that myself, which is why I came to Manhattan earlier than normal to really just spend time this weekend in Manhattan and relaxing and recharging. I believe that inspirational things happen in inspirational places. And so today's topic is around, how do you overcome being overwhelmed? How do you deal with being in a funk? And I'm going to give you a course in confidence. You know, having a PhD in human performance and behavioral sciences, I've learned there's a science behind a lot of this stuff. And even guys like me that are highly driven, highly motivated, and people like you, we need motivation. We need a course in confidence every once in a while. We need a little extra inspiration. And so that's what I want to walk us through today, is a course in confidence, how to build, maintain, and protect your confidence. Our confidence is really our greatest asset. And so the science behind this is, where does confidence come from? To me, confidence is the memory of success. If we've had success in a role in the previous, then we should have success or confidence in the future. However, what happens is we become overwhelmed. We work too hard. We live in a society nowadays where we got to have more and we got to have more and we got to have more and we got to do more. And people will beat us up if we're not doing enough things, okay? And so again, I want to break down, how do you build your confidence? Part number one, how do you maintain it? And then really, how do we protect our confidence so that we can avoid the sales roller coaster? We've all been on that sales roller coaster when it comes to our business and when it comes to our sales. So part number one, like I said earlier, what is confidence? Confidence to me is the memory of success. It's the great exaggerator. When we have confidence on our side, we think we're a lot better than we are. When we don't have it, we think we're a lot worse than we are. So for me and for our audience and for you, it really should be the question then is, how do we get momentum on our side? How do we keep it on our side? I'm of the mindset, it's not a matter of if, but a matter of when I'll have some kind of breakthrough. A lot of times we have to have a breakdown to have a breakthrough. And I've just been saying that, a lot lately is, your breakthrough is right around the corner. Keep pushing, keep pushing. Or if you're pushing too hard, then we got to retract and retreat and refocus to get more confidence and get more energy on our side, okay? And so as we go through today's topic, again, the first part of this then is, how do you build momentum? How do we start to get momentum on our side if you've lost it? So whether you're brand new and you're starting something new, or maybe you've hit a wall, you've hit a ceiling of complexity where you can't break through it, it feels like same stuff, different day, then we got to start building that confidence again. We got to remember why we're doing what we're doing in the first place. We got to get clarity about our future. We got to recommit to our bigger future. All right. So some of the things that I do whenever I feel like I'm in a lull is, I'll interview other top producers. I'll interview other people who inspire me. I'll interview other people who make me think bigger. And I'll ask them certain questions about their story, about their past, about their background, about a lot of different things. And so I try to do that once a week. I try to spend time with a talented person once a week where I just pick their brain. I interview them, right? I ask them how they handle rejection. I ask them how, they handle when they get knocked down. I ask them how to think bigger. I ask them, how do they motivate themselves, right? So that's the first part of this to me, is you got to have that plan. You got to recommit to the plan, or you got to get around other bigger thinkers and doers and achievers and spend time with them, putting your plan in place. Let's say I'm getting big into fitness, and so let's say I just decide I'm gonna start working out someday, and I just go and I start running. There's really no plan in place, and I'm not really committing to anything. Well, that's a good first step, okay? But I would say a better first step would be to put a plan in place. Start to meal prep. Start to plan, all right, Mondays I'm going to do this, Tuesdays I'm going to do this, Wednesdays I'm going to do this, right? And so to start building the confidence then is we start putting that plan in place. And then from there, you start to take small mini victories. If you guys haven't figured this out by now, I'm a huge Stephen Covey fan. Minor private victories always precede major public victories. So start small. What are those mini victories that you're getting? What are the early wins? All right. So again, using the workout mentality. Let's just say you just get into the gym and you start working out 20 or 30 minutes a day. That's a small mini victory. Same thing in sales. Maybe you have one call extra per day that you make. Maybe you're not even making calls. Maybe you're afraid of the phone and you're texting and you're emailing and you're doing social media, which is a lot of my millennial friends, right? So maybe you start and you just say, man, I'm going to commit to doing 3 to 5 phone calls a day. I'm going to catch myself when I don't feel like doing something, or when I find excuses not to do it. I'm going to do that one thing. I'm going to count backwards from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go take some kind of action. All right. So that's how you start to, in my opinion, that's how you can really start to build your confidence, is you put a plan in place and then you do some small little things within that process. Because there is no greater feeling than being in control of your future. When you know your future success is predicated on you just knowing what to do and then actually going out and doing it, guys, that is a fun thing. And so we got to start building those routines and the habits and the behaviors into your daily benchmarks. Give yourself the daily benchmarks. That's a great way for you to start to build your confidence. All right. Another thing that I like to do is, do you see your work as your vocation, which is your voice or calling in life, or do you see it as your occupation, something that occupies your time and you receive a paycheck for? Because it's really hard for you to go out there and have confidence if you don't think you're on the right bus. If you're not working in your fun zone every single day, if you don't see your work as a distribution channel for your talents and your skill sets, that you just happen to get paid to go out there and do it. All right. So again, those small mini private victories precede major public victories. What are you doing when nobody's looking? That's how we start to build the confidence, is you got to commit to your own self when it comes to this in the very first place. Okay. So one exercise that I would tell you to do to start building your confidence, number one is recommitting to your bigger future. Recommit to a plan. Sit down on Sundays and map out your week. Okay. Another thing that you could do is look at skill sets and talents. Look at the skill sets that are important for your business. Negotiation, talking to people, right? There's a lot of different things that goes into being a solopreneur. So start listing a bunch of the skill sets, and then ask yourself, all right, where do I fit on this scale? And then look at your talents. Talents are really birthday gifts. There are certain things that are hardwired into us at birth that make us better than other people in certain areas, okay? So do a talent assessment and ask yourself, what areas am I talented at? What skill sets can I get better at? And then do you have a daily plan in place to go out there and actually execute on those plans, okay? Second part, getting into the maintaining your confidence, is, are you doing the daily heavy lifting required to be successful? What are you feeding your mind and your body and your heart and your spirit? I'm a big believer in the whole person theory. Our mind's need is to learn. Our body's need is to live. Our heart's need is to love or to be loved. And so just ask yourself, what are you doing then to go out there and to build your whole person every single day to maintain that confidence? So you start doing it. Guys, understand that when you start doing something, it's going to be hard. When you start making change in your life, it's going to be difficult on the front end. We all start out with inspired, and early on, inspiration can only take us so far. The motivation is what has to grab a hold of us and take us and keep pulling us into the future. All right. So once I understand that, I got to maintain my confidence every single day. And I am a big believer that I'm playing up and getting around other big time thinkers and doers and achievers. All right. Sometimes, and this is a hard conversation, sometimes the people in our lives or the previously in our lives won't get us to where we want to get to, right? If you're big into personal development and self-help and taking risks, there's going to be people that aren't big into that. And I do believe that we become the sum total of those we hang around the most. So a hard conversation to have is, sometimes we have to, as we grow, we have to leave people behind. And that's just part of the deal. If there's people out there that are negative, that are telling you why you can't go do something, and they're tearing you down, then those are probably not people that are going to help you maintain your confidence in this process. So that's just something to think about when it comes to this. The largest gap in the world is the execution gap. We're not short on ideas, we're short on the implementation of those ideas. So when you build your confidence, you put that plan in place to maintain the confidence, you have to do the heavy lifting. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. All right. And so that's a big part of it. If you haven't done so yet, this is a great exercise for you to go do. Go to the4hourworkday.com, www.the4hourworkday.com. You can get our entire on really our personal development plan, our professional development plan, and our marketing plan to really go out there and execute to do this daily heavy lifting. Because here's a question that I have for a lot of people. This is another hard question. I'm having a lot of hard conversations with us today, some crucial conversations. All right. So if you're a continual learner, what are you doing to feed your mind? What are you doing? Do you make your car a rolling university, or you just bebop along the radio every single day? That's how I maintain my confidence, is I'm constantly feeding my mind with other podcasts, with other experts, with other people that are my mentors, right? And then, the hard conversation I was having earlier that I was going to mention is, do you have 1 year experience, or do you have 20 years experience repeated one time? Or excuse me, do you have 1 year experience, or do you have 1 year experience repeated 20 times? And what I mean by that is a lot of people are just doing the same stuff every single day, but they're not growing. They're not expanding. They're not getting better. They're not getting uncomfortable. So a lot of people will tell me, yeah, I have 15 years experience, or I have 20 years experience. And I'll ask them what they're doing to continually getting better and to grow. And they really won't say anything. They'll just say, well, I'll just wake up and do the same thing. Guys, I'm not saying like we should be a creature of habit. There should be high value activities that we're doing, but we have to be consistently growing and getting better for us to maintain that confidence. Okay. Learn how to play up. Learn how to get around other big time thinkers and doers. Have advocates, promoters, connectors, and your own trusted board of advisors that you can lean on in this process. I believe that we can borrow confidence from other people. All right. So I can borrow energy, I can borrow confidence, I can borrow ideas, I can borrow inspiration from other people. All right. A lot of people see personal development as a hobby. That's why I strongly encourage you to spend 10 or 15 minutes, not only listen to a podcast, but also writing down, journaling, taking those ideas and implementing them, not just having it go in one ear and out the other. Get Proximity to Prosper, get around the community influencers, get around other influencers in your community, other industry influencers. All right. That's how you can maintain your confidence, is knowing that you're putting yourself in proximity to prosper, doing the heavy lifting and getting around the action. All right. So that was part number 2 then, is how do you maintain your confidence? Part number 3, how do we protect our confidence? When you start to feel like you're overwhelmed, when you start to feel like it's same stuff, different day, when you start to feel frustrated, frustration, remember this, is just misguided enthusiasm. We should get frustrated, guys, because you're a high driver and you want to go out there and have massive success. Frustration is misguided enthusiasm. It means that you care. That's a good thing, but you got to rechannel what can be negative energy into positive energy. All right. So how do I protect my confidence then? Is just understand you're not competing against other people. You're competing against your own potential every single day. Don't compare yourself to other people. Comparison is an emotional cancer. All right. So what causes overwhelm? There's universal things that cause overwhelm: worry, self-doubt, fear, anxiety. All right, guys, these are universal traits and habits that we all go through when it comes to being overwhelmed. We have to catch ourselves when it comes to those different kinds of things. That's why emotional intelligence is the #1 indicator of success. Understanding our emotions. When you feel like you're getting burnt out or frustrated or agitated even with other people, you got to catch yourself in those acts. So I perform attitude spot checks every single day, every 60 to 90 minutes, whether it's traffic that I don't feel like dealing with, whether it was a call that maybe didn't go the right way, maybe it was somebody that I spent a lot of time in the sales cycle and they decided they didn't want to do business with us, right? I have to perform attitude spot checks every single day in the sales process. Another big part of this then is we have to check our baggage at the door. And today's world, more than ever, our personal lives feed into our professional lives. So we have to check our baggage at the door and perform attitude spot checks every single day as part of this process. Okay. So hopefully I've given you guys a lot of information here to really help you go through and really assess, how do you build your confidence if you've lost it? How do you maintain the confidence once you start to get it back? And then how do you protect your confidence then as we continue to go through this process? So another way for me to work at my peak performance is I spend daily time in gratitudes. I spend daily time on affirmations. Every single week I state my intentions going into the week. Okay, begin with the end in mind and work backwards from that picture every single day, every single week. I believe in intentional congruence, where all things feed all things. Just like me, I'm over here, I'm at a rooftop in Manhattan, beautiful view, beautiful scenery, hanging out with people, having fun. But I can also do a podcast like this because I am inspired, right? Do the things that you enjoy doing with the people that you enjoy doing them with. Go on mini vacations. The 90-day sales manager process that we talk about in our program, it's a way of life for me. You know, the 12-week year concept is every single 12 or 13 weeks, I want to go away for 3 to 5 days and recharge. Whether that's spending time with my friends, whether that's spending time with myself, whether it's spending time with my family, right? That's intentional congruence as being a lifestyle entrepreneur. And we did an entire podcast on this previously. All right. So give yourself permission to go recharge on the weekends or once a week, or do the things that you enjoy with the people that you really enjoy doing them with. Okay. Because here's the reality. Sales is a roller coaster. It can be a roller coaster. Being a solopreneur can and it is very stressful for a lot of people. Okay. So when you're having frustration and self-doubt or not having success quick enough, you can't attach an emotion to an outcome. All right. Celebrate no's. That means you're getting closer. Celebrate failures. That means you're getting closer. It means your breakthrough is right around the corner. All right. And so my last point is, how do you measure success? There's a concept called the arrival fallacy. If I can just have this, this, and this, then I'm going to be happy. Guys, that doesn't exist for me. I've learned that. Happiness has to be an internal knowing that you're on the right path. You're doing the right things. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you're going to have success. So the way that I measure my success and my progress, not perfection, is this is where I started today. This is where I got to. Most of us celebrate it this way, and I used to do the same thing. This is where I am as a benchmark, and this is where I want to be as a benchmark. And as we get closer to that benchmark, we move it. And so a lot of us live in that frustration gap. Stop living in the frustration gap. So to protect your confidence, understand that you are a high driver, that you do want success and you wanted it 3 months ago, not tomorrow. And so that's part of this process for us, is we have to learn to embrace the suck. We have to learn to enjoy the ride. We have to learn to celebrate success along the way. So hopefully this helped you. I know this is a little bit longer, but hopefully this helped you build, maintain, protect your confidence no matter what level you're at. Guys, confidence is the one thing that affects everything. It's the great exaggerator to where we have it. When we have it, we think we're a lot better than we are. When we don't have it, we think we're a lot worse than we actually are. So how do we build it? How do we maintain it? How do we protect it every single day? You are your greatest asset.